Hello, and welcome to this quick video tutorial. Today we're going to be covering two topics, swim lane diagrams and soft proofing with smart sheets. First, I'll cover swim lane diagrams. What you're looking at on the screen right now is a swim lane diagram. This is a representation of a process broken out into swim lanes. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the different swim lanes represented. These are the teams or departments that work on a particular process. Across the top, you're going to see a timeline. Here we've broken it out into weeks, and those represent the time at which a particular step in the process takes place. Each of the dark boxes that you see in the middle of the page are representing the process step in that within that process. Each of the steps have arrows between them. Those are trying to illustrate the connection or flow of the process from step to step as we go throughout the entire process. You'll see in some cases we've got dotted lines going between the two boxes. Those are representing where more than one team or department work on the same step. This can be meetings or collaboration of some sort. And then as we flow from left to right, we're going to be starting with our first step in the process, going all the way to the right where we ultimately reach the deployment step. That's what all of these weeks are ultimately counting down to. The last step in the process where we're deploying whatever the particular item is that we're developing within this process. It could be a landing page, an email, or whatever. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about creating annotations in Smartsheet. Eventually, you will receive an email requesting that you annotate and review a swim lane diagram or two that Quad has created. What we'd like you to do is analyze the swim lane diagram and create any markups or changes that you think need to occur. This is a pretty simple process, and we'll go through the different tools available to you and what Quad is looking for when you create these annotations. You'll notice if I take my cursor and I go towards the bottom of this center window, I'll get a zoom tool, and I can zoom in and out of the soft proof by clicking the plus or minus to get a little bit more clarity on what it is I'm looking at. What Quad is requesting is that as a reviewer, you come in and you look at each of these different steps. You make sure that they land within the right swim lane. You make sure that they are occurring at the right time of the process, and that you make sure that as each step relates to one another, they're in the proper location. So for example, let's just pretend that develop performa was in the wrong location, and it really needed to be after create an extraction of the paradigm for pause. If I was to click on develop performa, I'm going to get this little pink box. That has now created a location marker for the comment that I want to leave. And so next I can, down in the bottom right corner, add the comment to that particular annotation. Keep in mind as you're creating these different annotations, the clearer you can be with your instructions, the better we can be about representing what you are asking us to do. So you'll notice now that I've entered the comment and I hit enter, it's moved that comment up to the top of the window, creating the actual comment. And you'll also notice that it's marked it with the number 2, indicating this annotation belongs to this particular spot on the proof. So that's one example of a markup that we would be hoping to see as you review these documents. Another thing that we might want to do is indicate that this particular step doesn't actually happen in weeks 26 to 20, but in fact maybe it happens at week 18. And again, I've now added that comment, and again now it's indicating number 3 for that particular annotation so that we can see which box it is that we're referring to. If you've made an annotation incorrectly or you've decided you no longer think it's accurate, you can also delete an annotation by coming up to that particular annotation. When you hover over the annotation, you'll get an additional 3-dot menu here. If I click on that particular menu, I can say delete comment, and that will ultimately then remove the markup as well as the location on the proof. This is a collaborative environment, so as you make annotations, you may see other people's annotations in this interface as well. You'll notice that my annotation is indicated with my name. I could just as easily start seeing other people's names listed here as well. If you would like, you can comment to someone else's comment to say that you agree or that it's incorrect, and ultimately collaborate together on these particular annotations. To do that, you just click on the little reply link below each of the comments, whichever comment it is you're trying to reply to. And when you do that, you'll just get an add reply button, and you can create the markup as appropriate to respond to their particular markup. That concludes this video tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found it useful.